Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am back. This is the first video that I have done since we evacuated for Hurricane Florence. And I just wanted to come back on here, guys, and give you an update on, some things that have been happening with me and my family and things of that nature. So this video is not going to be about couponing, but it is going to be just a warning to all of you, just to take care of yourself and to take care of your family. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started. Like this week, or I would say when we evacuated from Hurricane Florence, I am so thankful to God that everything was fine. We weren't hurt. Our property was fine, and in fact they lifted the mandatory evacuation from my area. But I think just all the stress of, having to leave and being gone and then having to come back. And I mean, we came back that Sunday morning. We didn't even unpack. It was like, take a shower, go to church. And I have been running ever since. And this past Sunday, which, I don't know, I just started my week off kind of bad. When I went to church Sunday, I just was not feeling myself. And even my daughters were asking me, Mommy, are you okay? And I was like, I'm not okay. I don't know what's going on, but I just feel weird. And so that Monday I went on to work, but my head was just like really, really hurting me bad. And so later on, I said, well, maybe I just need to eat. So I went to McDonald's, guys, because I didn't even pack my lunch or anything. And when you don't plan properly, you will make poor decisions. So I went to McDonald's and I got something that I probably shouldn't be eating. But, it was like I need to eat something. So I thought that would make me feel better. It didn't. My head just really was throbbing bad. So I went to the nurse at the school. If you've been following my channel for any time, you'll know that I'm an educator. Even though I'm not a classroom teacher anymore, I still work in a school setting. So I went to the school nurse and she checked my blood pressure, and y'all, my blood pressure was elevated to the point of not sending me to the hospital, but they would not let me drive myself home. So the principal got involved. She was like, no, Miss Johnson, that's a liability. We can't let you drive yourself home. Somebody's gonna have to come and get you. So my husband had to come and get me. So I went home to relax, and I took the next day off. So while I'm at home just trying to relax, because I know I'm getting ready to have a surgery in November. So I think that my mind is kind of thinking about that too. And you have that that inward stress that you don't really feel it on the outside, but that internal stress. So it's just a lot going on with the kids and work. Not so much work. I take that back. Work, I don't really have any stress at work. My job is pretty easy, and I love my job. It's a stress-free type job. But a lot is going on at home and at church, just doing a lot of things. And so when I got home, I was supposed to be relaxing that Tuesday. I'm laying down. The elementary school calls me and tells me that one of my daughters has fallen on the playground and broke her arm. Now I'm trying to be stress-free, right? So I said, okay, I'll be there. So, got dressed, went to the school, picked her up, took her to the doctor. And sure enough, it's not like a clean break. It didn't break all the way, but it was like the bone was bent. I don't know. He told me it was some type of fracture. She still has to wear a cast for 6 weeks, but she was a trooper through all of that. So then, as soon as I left the doctor from her, my boss calls me from work to check on me. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And she was like, no, you won't. You're not going to see us tomorrow. Not without a doctor's note. So I went to the doctor, let them check my blood pressure. It was still a little elevated, but the guy said that he would, give me an excuse to going back to work. And so when I go back to my regular appointments, when I go to the doctor, I will have them check me out. And I felt pretty good today. Yesterday, not so much, and I'll tell you why. So that was Monday. I went home sick. Tuesday, I took the day off. All right, Camille broke her arm, and I had to go to the doctor. My blood pressure was still a little elevated, but not as high as it had been on that Monday. So I didn't go to church Tuesday night. I just stayed home and rested. So meanwhile, while I'm at home on Tuesday night trying to get some rest, trying to take care of myself. That's what this video is all about, guys. Taking care of yourself and taking care of others. Meanwhile, I checked my email. I noticed an email came across my phone, and it's from work. And the subject line is tragedy. And I'm like, tragedy? What in the world is going on? Like I said, I work at a school, guys. I work at a high school. And I said, tragedy, what is going on? So I called another young lady that works at the school. I said, did you see the email? And she said, no, she tends not to check emails when she's at home, you know, to not bring any stress home, because her job is stressful. My job is not, but the job that she does at the school, it is very stressful. So she says she, you know, to take care of herself, she tends not to check emails and stuff once she leaves that building. But I think she got a text message or something that she had to check it. And when she saw it, it was in reference to the email. And she said, well, I got to go. She said something terrible has happened. And, you know, I got to go find out what's going on. So about, I said about 9:30, 10 o'clock, my daughter and my husband were on their way home from church. And my daughter told me what the tragedy was. It was a student, one of our students at the high school, and it happened to be her classmate. There was a accident involving several students. It was a one-car accident, but several students were in the car. And 2 students were ejected from the car. One is in the hospital. One is deceased, and the other students survived. So the tragedy was the car accident, and one of our students had passed. And I'm like, oh my God, like, who is it? So my daughter, because I was like, well, if somebody, I need to know who it is, because I might need to take another day off from work, because I know that's going to cause my blood pressure to go up even higher. So once my daughter told me who it was, I really didn't know the young man. I had some interactions with him because of the program that I run at the school, but I didn't like talk to him on a daily basis. But irregardless of that, it still hurts to lose, you know, anyone. And so, and that's what I'm saying, guys, taking care of yourself and taking care of your family, because all of the reports say that he was driving, and the 2 that were ejected from the car, they did not have on their seatbelts. Okay. And I know my daughter, the same one that this was her classmate that got, killed in the car accident. I have to tell that girl every single day we get in the car, I have to make sure that I hear her click it, because, you know, my little alarm will go off. Somebody don't have on their seatbelt, normally is her. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's a teenage thing, what the deal is, because she's been putting on her seatbelt since she was, you know, a little from car seat to seat belt. Okay. You know, car seat, booster seat belt. So I don't understand what the deal is. I don't know if it's a teenage thing or what, but he didn't have on his seat belt, and he was ejected from the car. And y'all, I have been in the field of education since 97. Okay. I've been working as an educator since 1997. And yesterday at work, it's just a day that I will never, ever forget, never get out of my mind. But I'm so grateful that I work in a district that had the necessary support that was needed at the school on yesterday. So, and the administrators at the school, they have just done a phenomenal job. So, you know, later on that evening, we got another email, not going into any detail as to what happened, but the students had already heard about it because the accident happened in a community. And so we got another email saying we have a meeting before school that morning. Come to work a little bit early. We're going to have a meeting. And they would give us an update on what had happened. And so when I got to work, I could not even find a park in the adult parking lot. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why can't I find a park? Why are all these people here? I didn't know what was going on. Well, what they had done was the district had gotten all of the different counselors, social workers, psychologists from all of the other schools, elementary, middle, from wherever, district office, community leaders, community pastors. All of these people were just in the school and in the media center to be there as a support for the kids. And when I tell you, it was just so very needed. So, I asked my daughter, was she okay? Because, when she found out, my husband said she cried all the way home. Basically, she just cried all the way home. And she said, Mommy, I'm going to be fine. She said, I think I got it all out. And she went in the cafeteria. That's where the kids meet in the morning. They can either go to the cafeteria or the gym. She typically goes in the cafeteria. I'm looking at the time. But I do want to get this out because it's even therapeutic for me to talk about it. So she went into the cafeteria and she just came out, broke down. She's like, Mommy, I cannot. So I said, come on, because I can't deal with this today. I'm trying to get my blood pressure down. I'm trying to take care of myself. I don't need my pressure, getting up, So I said, come on, let me take you to the library. And they had so many counselors and stuff in there to just talk to the kids. It was hard yesterday. It was really difficult yesterday. And, all my daughter kept saying was, Mommy, I just saw him yesterday. We were eating lunch together yesterday and he gave me some of his slushie. And at the end of yesterday, after she got out of band practice, he was like, bye, Amari, I'll see you tomorrow. And she's like, and tomorrow will never come. And there were so many kids, they were like looking through their phones, just pulling up pictures. And one little boy, I knew that he was going to take it really hard because they played soccer together. And he's one of my students and he's in the program that I supervise. And he said, Miss Johnson, please tell me this is a bad joke. I said, sweetie, I wish I could tell you. I said, but it's not. I said, this is real. And, I wish it wasn't. I wish this hadn't happened. But guys, to see so many, and it's all over the news, even the fire department, the people who were, the emergency workers that were on the scene, they put on their Facebook page the importance of just wearing seatbelts. If you have anybody that gets in your car, you make sure that they are buckled in and make sure that they are buckled in properly. This is the part of the video where I'm talking about taking care of yourself, especially your teenagers. Just talk to them about, being responsible. I know kids like to be adventurous and have fun, and you think it's not going to happen to you, but that time when you think it's not going to happen to you, that may be the very time where it does happen to you. And it's just, yesterday was just, to just see those kids just break down, and it didn't matter. That's one thing about, children, even though they're teenagers, love is love. Love is colorblind. It didn't matter. It was black, white, Hispanic, girl, boy, whatever. Everybody was just there trying to console each other during this time. And, like I said, again, I cannot praise the school district enough because they had, counselors, psychologists, community leaders. They had people on site yesterday, and they had people on site again today. Not as many, because I'd say about yesterday around lunchtime, it had kind of died down. But then we had some more students that were just kind of, upset again today throughout the day, but they had the necessary support. So I'm not sure what kind of service they're going to have this weekend. Actually, tomorrow is homecoming, big football game tomorrow and pep rally. So I don't know if they're going to do something, and we haven't heard anything about the memorial service yet. But no parent should want to get that news. It was broad daylight. It was like, between 5:30, 6 o'clock. No parent should have to live through something like this. And like I said, take care of yourself. You know, eat right, do your exercises. Don't let nothing stress you out. For me, you know, my blood pressure had been elevated because I was just going, you know, not really eating right, not really taking care of what I needed, just taking care of everybody else. But I have had to take some stuff off of my plate. I've had to take some stuff off my plate so that I can take care of myself, because I can't take care of my family if I'm not taken care of. And then also just take care of your family, take care of your children, talk to your kids, you know. And I would even say this, I mean, I work at a high school, and parents, I know you try to give your kids privacy and stay out of it, but you know what, sometimes that has to go out of the window. Sometimes you need to just have that, you always need to have that door of communication open up, but you need to see if they will let you see their text messages and things like that, because there are a lot of other influences around the school where they may have a friend that is talking about committing suicide, and here it is, your child is trying to handle that instead of taking this to the professionals, you know, in the school that can get that particular child the help that they need. I could tell y'all some stories of some of the things, you know, that I see on a daily basis by working in a school. And it is not everyone, but just keep the lines of communications open with your kids. Know who their friends are. Know what their friends are about, because there are a lot of kids that are just walking around depressed, and at any moment they can just break. And so you want to be that one where your child can come and talk to you, so that you know, certain things can just be avoided. You know, I heard of a situation that happened recently. A little girl and her boyfriend were going back and forth, and you know, I don't know what happened in the relationship, but you know, one of them is talking about they don't want to be here anymore. And I'm glad that the school officials were able to get involved and caught that early on, and were able to get the professionals involved so that student could get treatment. But like I said, this video is all about just a warning. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family, especially if you have children, especially if you have teenagers. I mean, to be honest, you need to be all up in their business. I don't care what nobody say. Like when I was growing up, my mama told me, girl, you got a room in my house. That's all you got. You got a room in my house. You don't have no privacy. Okay. And in these days and times with social media and text messages and all this stuff that's going on, you really need to know who your child is talking to and what they are talking about. All right, guys, I am going to end that here. I want you all to please, please, please keep the family of the young man in your prayers. Keep the school in your prayers. Keep our community in your prayers. My daughter, her classmates, they are really taking this really hard. Just keep us all in your prayers, and I will keep you posted, and I will see you at the next video.